Good morning, everyone. Welcome to BLC 484 Advanced Manufacturing System. So, in today's first lecture, we will begin with foundation topic, which is manufacturing systems. Before you go into automation, factory design, and advanced concept later in the course, we first need to understand what manufacturing really is and how factories are organized and why different production systems exist. So by the end of this lecture, you should be able to see manufacturing not just as making products, but as a complete system involving materials, machines, people, planning, and business decisions. So let us begin with the most basic questions. What is manufacturing? So to answer that, the next slide looks at manufacturing from several important perspectives. Manufacturing is essentially the process of adding value to raw materials. A material on its own may have limited usefulness or low value, but after it is processed, shaped, assembled, or finished, it becomes a product that is more useful and more valuable. This slide shows that manufacturing can be viewed from three different perspectives, which is technological perspective, economic perspective, and factory physics perspective. In the technological perspective, manufacturing means applying physical or chemical processes to change the shape, properties, or appearance of a material. For example, cutting metal, molding plastic, or heat treating steel all fall into this category. From the economic perspective, manufacturing transforms material into products that customers are willing to pay more for. For example, a sheet of steel is worth one amount, but once it becomes a car door or a machine housing, its value increases. And the third one is the factory physics perspective. Now, this is about managing operations and supply chains efficiently and profitably. In real factories, it is not enough to simply make products. The system must also manage time, variability, inventory, and flow. So manufacturing is not only about machines doing work, it is also about value creation and system performance. Now that we understand what manufacturing is, let us place it in the bigger picture of the economy. In the global economy, industries are commonly grouped into primary, secondary, and tertiary sectors. Now, the primary sector is about extracting natural resources. For examples, agriculture, mining, and forestry. These activities provide the raw materials. The secondary sector is where the manufacturing really is. This sector converts raw materials and intermediate goods into finished products. For example, turning iron into machine parts, crude oil into plastic products, or components into a vehicle. The tertiary sector is the service sector. This includes banking, education, transportation, healthcare, and many other services. So manufacturing sits in the middle. It connects the raw resources from the primary sector to the useful products that support society and the service economy. Without manufacturing, raw materials remain raw. Without services, manufactured products cannot be delivered, sold, financed, or maintained. And this is why manufacturing plays such an important strategic role in national development. So within the manufacturing itself, not all industries operate in the same way. The next slide divides them into two major categories. So the two major types of manufacturing industries are process industries and discrete product industries. In process industries, production happens in continuous amounts or streams. The materials are often liquid, gases, or powders. Examples include chemicals, petroleum, food processing, and basic metals. In these industries, products are often measured in kilograms, liters, or tons rather than by counting pieces. Now, in discrete product industries, the products are made as separate, identifiable units. Examples include automobiles, computers, mobile phones, and machinery. Here you can count the products one by one. So a simple way to remember this is if you can count the output as individual items, it is likely discrete manufacturing. If the output flows continuously, it is likely process manufacturing. Now, this distinction is important because the production equipment, control strategy, layout, and automation approach may differ greatly between these two types. So, for today's lecture, much of our later discussion focuses more on discrete manufacturing. Okay, so let us break that down further. In discrete manufacturing, products can be grouped into consumer goods and capital goods. Consumer goods are products purchased directly by end users. Examples include TVs, tires, home appliances, laptops, and personal products. These are items ordinary customers buy and use. Now, capital goods, on the other hand, are products purchased by companies to produce other goods or deliver services. Examples include aircraft, machine tools, construction equipment, and industrial robots. Although the end users are different, both categories still follow the same fundamental manufacturing principles. Both require materials, machines, labor, planning, quality controls, and logistics. This means that whether a factory is producing washing machines or CNC machines, the underlying system concepts are still very similar. So, if all these products are made through a system, the next question is, what exactly makes up a production system?